Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. I have another pickup to show off from my 100 vintage baseball cards for $10,000 list. It's the 28th card that I've picked up off of that list, and it's the 1973 Frank Robinson card. I've done very well picking up cards that I'm missing for his run. This is the 7th card off of that list that I have picked up, which leaves me 7 cards remaining to complete his Topps Playing Days run. Still need his 1958, his 61, 62, 63, 66, and then his 70 and 71. So I'm going to turn the camera around, show off the 1973 Topps Frank Robinson card that I picked up, and thought I would also show some of the other 1973 Topps cards I have that feature Hall of Famers. So let's go take a look. And here it is. Picked this copy up in a PSA 5.5. They did have a PSA 6 that was, I think, also up for auction, but this one was a little bit cheaper, and to be honest with you, I think the centering on the front was just as nice, if not a touch better than that PSA 6, so I figured I could probably save some money, and I think I did win this auction below what the PSA 6 went for. Again, the centering isn't perfect, but you know, maybe I guess technically it'd be left to right, but top to bottom here. But this is, he's listed as playing for the California Angels, but in the uniform there, obviously he's playing for the Dodgers. So you don't see too many 73s with the horizontal image, but a really cool action shot, I guess you could say, of Frank Robinson. Now, with these 73s, I always seem to have difficulty finding well-centered backs. This one's, it's not perfect. It's not that bad. I wasn't, for whatever reason, this suited my requirements. It's not the best. With some of these 73s, again, unless you're getting up to the, maybe if you're lucky, a 6, but usually 7 and above, you can typically find well-centered backs. I don't know what it is about the 73 set, but I think it is the worst for, or the most difficult set to find well-centered backs. I don't know if it was because of the printing process, that when the backs were printed, it almost looks like a lot of the sheets were, you know, almost put through the printer, even like sort of like not straight, because of some of these, you know, even have like some diamond centering on them, or just the printing process was way off. I don't know what it is. Would love to know in the comments if you know why 73 Topps seem to have such difficulty in finding well-centered backs. But again, for my purposes, for this Frank Robinson card, it's fine with me. But overall, really like the look of this card here. I will get into the specifics of what I paid and all that stuff, as I do for all of these videos in a moment, but I thought I'd show off some of the other 73 Topps cards I have in my collection. The first one here, 1972 Victory Leaders, featuring Steve Carlton and Gaylord Perry. Then we have the Hank Aaron. Next, I have the Pete Rose. Move that a little bit closer. Next is the Jim Palmer. I do have the Willie Mays and Roberto Clemente on my 100 card list. I just haven't been able to pick them up yet. Really nice Harmon Killebrew. Next is my Corey Stremski. Then this one was a gift from Dawn's Field of Dreams cards. I was over and visiting. We went out, I think it's maybe 2 years now, to the Pittsburgh show. had a chance to stop off and meet with Don for a little while, take a look at his card collection, and he gave this to me. So it was really nice. Thank you again, Don. Really appreciate that. So Yogi Berra manager card. Have this Steve Carlton. Another player I'd like to do a player run for. Have this really nice Lou Brock. Nicely centered for a PSA 5. Very happy with that. Then I have this Tom Seaver. This Johnny Bench that I picked up not too long ago off of the 100 card list. And then finally, the Joe Negro. All right, back to the card at hand, the 73 Frank Robinson. So let's go over the numbers here. And so I had originally listed this card on my list in a PSA 8 and figured I'd have to spend about $75 to pick up a PSA 8. I don't need a PSA 8 for this card, so I knew this was going to be an opportunity for me to save money and still get a card that I like the overall eye appeal for, which this fits the bill. And so all in, with shipping and tax and the winning auction bid, I'm only in for 25 bucks. So I saved $50 by going down from a PSA 8 down to a 5.5. So did really good there. Now, in terms of PSA 5.5 copies and how I did for 25 bucks, this is a little interesting one. There haven't been a lot of sales of PSA 5.5 Frank Robinson cards. In fact, the last one to sell, I don't think it's this same card, but the last 5.5 to sell was in May of 2011, and it sold for $4. So obviously things have changed in 13 years. Can't pick that up for $5 anymore. So well, in terms of PSA 5 value, PSA 5 copies, the cheapest one, they go for $8. The average is $12, and on the high end, $18 for PSA 5. For PSA 6, they're selling anywhere on the low end from $15 in the middle to $24, and on the high end, $33. So again, with shipping and tax, you know, I was right there in the middle between a 5 and a 6. And again, you can't go wrong with a $25 pickup all in for a Frank Robinson card. So very happy with this pickup overall. So where am I with 28 cards that I now have picked up from that 100 card list? The 28 cards I thought, based on what I had them listed on the list for the 28 cards, I thought I would have to spend $2,540. And so far, I've only spent $1,325. So I have saved $1,215 so far through picking up these 28 cards. So we'd love to know in the comments, what do you think about the 73 Topps Frank Robinson card? What do you think about him being featured in a Dodgers uniform? His 75, I know he is featured in a California Angels uniform. To me, he'll either be a Baltimore Oriole or Cincinnati Red. Obviously, there are players that have a long career with either one, maybe two teams, and then as they wrap up their career, they may get moved around a little bit, and it just doesn't seem right to me to see Frank Robinson in a Dodgers uniform or even an Angels uniform. But overall, what do you think about this card and some of the other 73 Topps cards that I showed off in my collection? And with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.